Something.
Born. I was born and now
I was born and now I'm here. Hello.
Are we on?
We're going in on editing.
Bloopers.
Where are you going? Come back.
What do you need me to do?
I don't know. Laugh at
Dog
us.
wrangler.
Dog wrangler.
Do
Yeah.
that every now and then.
I see your watch.
A single clap. Very humiliating. Hello guys and welcome to Shooting the Fit. This is a new podcast from Lifefit Complete. Look at Ben, look how happy this makes him. We're here at Lifefit Complete up in Seven Dials. This is Ben, this is not Ben. We're going to do a new podcast and we're talking about a lot of questions that our members have for us. So it's about around exercise, about diet, about just all things kind of fitness and wellness. So today we're going to do some of the hacks, some of the most common things, and some of the most common subjects that we hear about in health and fitness. So, ready to roll? As is the hound on the floor over here. So yeah, there's quite a lot of dogs here, so if there's one coming in, it's not your imagination, it is an actual dog. So first off, exercise and fitness, we're talking goals. Ben, shoot.
Thanks.
Thomas too. Let's narrow it down. Goals.
So, quite often people talk about the end results when
Right.
they talk about the goal. When you put in you talk about SMART goals.
Yeah.
And so that would be results focused goals. So somebody might want to lose a stone, or they might want run a marathon or something like that.
And so SMART, for people that might not know, SMART is
Specific, measurable,
achievable,
yeah.
Yeah.
Realistic, and time oriented.
Okay. So you've got specific goals set at a period of time. So it'll be like say, lose X amount of weight by this date.
Yeah.
or
So
something. Right.
so one of my SMART goals currently is I want to run the Brighton Marathon in 3 hours 30 or faster by
3 hours 30 from now.
from
Is that right?
in April next year.
Okay. Right.
So I've got that as a goal. But I think a far more important goal for people to have
Right.
is a process orientated goal.
So yours, that was a sort of results oriented.
So that's a results oriented
Okay.
goal. But it doesn't tell me how I'm going to get there, does it? So it doesn't tell me how I'm going to achieve that. So what you need is a process of breaking it down, and it's how am I going to achieve that goal, and that becomes the process that we follow.
Right.
So I'm going to do 3 runs a week, and then they're going to be progressively harder. I'm going to support that with a strength training program, or I'm going to support it with flexibility yoga, and so it becomes the process that I'm going to follow to achieve that goal. And those, it might be, especially you see it a lot of the time with people that are in like Slim World or Weight Watchers. They're so focused on the results oriented goal that they're forgetting about getting the right processes and the right habits in place to achieve that.
And presumably, like in the process and habits, that's where, well, not presumably, quite often, obviously, that's where a lot of the enjoyment is in learning, like doing the new skills and learning, the process becomes an end in itself. You learn enjoying it. You learn enjoying new skills. You learn like the relish of actually taking part in doing it, rather than just the outcome.
Yeah, I think so.
It depends what you do.
Yeah,
You hate running.
Doesn't it? So I like running,
Right.
but I think lots of people, take running as an example, over my time as a trainer, lots of people have said, I know what I need to do to lose weight, I need to run.
Right.
And actually running is it's not pointless, but so many people end up injuring themselves that by the time you recover from the injury, you lose part of you can't train, so then you can't achieve your health goals. If you want to run a 5k, you want to run a 10k, then obviously you have to run. That's part of the principles of training in specificity. You need to have that. If you want to run a distance, then fine, run. But then you're learning the skill of running.
Right.
The movement patterns, you're training your energy systems to be able to do that. The tendons and ligaments to take the impact. and so on and so on.
Right.
Whereas, so then it comes back to what your actual goal is.
Right.
If it's weight loss, which we'll probably discuss in another podcast, is then it's probably more around habits around your nutrition, and then your focus on getting to the gym and doing 2 strength sessions a week.
Right. Perfect. Okay. Well, that's goals, but that leads us nicely on to topic number 2, which is nutrition. So, big topic here. Solve nutrition now.
Solve
for the world. Some people have too much, some people have too little. They should meet in the middle. Boom, problem solved.
Yes.
Okay, that's nutrition. Moving on.
Wrapped up. The nutrition is a complex subject and difficult. And then again, we're working quite often with habits.
Yeah.
And within the Western world, a lot of our bad habits are then associated with some form of kind of like socially acceptable addiction.
Right.
Caffeine, sugar, alcohol, things like that. That we probably wouldn't have had when we're evolving into the human species that we are now. But breaking those addictions and habits is incredibly difficult. I'm sat here drinking a massive pot of coffee.
I'm quite drunk.
Yeah, you're quite drunk.
But it ties in because there's nutrition, but then there's also diet, there's lifestyle, there's you come in at it from different angles.
And fitting things in around your work and family and things like that. So it can be a difficult balance. Generally speaking, within nutrition.
Generally speaking is in like umbrella of ideas that kind of can work.
Is to follow the sunlight. So fresh fruit and vegetables, and then meat as unprocessed as possible. So like chicken breasts and steak.
Right.
And then if you're having that sort of as a regular kind of like 90%, 95% of your dietary intake, then like you'll be as healthy as your body can be.
Right. So stuff that's been in the sun, basically, as simple as that. Like
if the sun has hit it and to allow it to produce, so it's growing on a tree or growing in the ground, and then or something has eaten it and you're eating the thing that's eaten it.
Right.
Then that's the.
It's so simple, but it kind of needs to be. If it's an umbrella term, but it kind of that also makes sense.
Because then your body is making it is harder to absorb that nutrition. And in a world where we're eating so much energy anyway, especially in the Western world, you we're surrounded by energy. You walk down St James's Street, and every shop almost is a cafe.
There's just wafting smells. It's everywhere. There's snacks
and then at home now, like you've only got to walk 5 meters to your fridge to be able to eat, unless you live in a massive house. So when we're hungry, we're kind of like conditioned to go and eat, and then that hunger is a natural sort of like state for us. That probably means we should go and exercise, it's the motivation to get up to go and find food rather than
it's allowing the discomfort of being hungry for a bit.
Exactly. And once you kind of like you get used to that feeling, your hormone levels level out. It becomes much more. You realise that you don't need to go and grab that snack, or you don't need to go and do the.
It's amazing because it's an endless topic. I'm sure we'll talk about it more in the future because it's you've got these whole different cycles in it in terms of, like you say, hormones. And then you're also talking about sort of the gut microbiome, which is so extensive and it goes in different directions. So watch this space for more. But the sunlight rule. That's the one to go for. Okay, and we're now the final one. We've got a theme. We've got an idea. We're titling the pyramid, tripod, triangle of training, or something like that. It's like that and training. This is Ben's concept. So this is
No, this is not Ben's concept.
This is not Ben's concept. It's never been.
but I mean, essentially, all training follows this
Okay.
tripod.
So you didn't invent
Triangle.
training.
I did invent training. Yeah, just for clarity.
Right,
So
okay.
you create the stimulus. That's the exercise.
So stimulus at the top of the
Stimulus
triangle.
at the top. Well, I think there's top of a triangle. Is it
Of a triangle.
of a triangle? Like in each corner is there?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sort of. Yeah.
One
okay.
corner is the training.
One. Yeah. So
Yeah,
the training
the
is.
stimulus. Yeah. So if you're, it could be a run, could be a yoga class, could be, weights.
Okay.
And then you have rest, and it's during that rest that your body adapts to the exercise,
Mhm.
which is the third corner. And then once you've adapted, you train again, and you just repeating
Right.
each of those points on the triangle.
Okay.
And then that's how essentially how we improve. The
Okay.
stimulus, the bigger the stimulus you create, the longer the period of rest you require.
Sure.
The bigger the adaptation to the training stimulus.
Sure.
And then the less frequently you need to train. If you create a smaller stimulus, you need to recover for less.
Right. And
cycle.
that stimulus, that can be sort of mobility, and like when you say yoga, that can be anything that is just what changes the state of muscles.
anything sort of like above that would create above kind of like
Right.
a
More than stationary.
More than
changes
stationary,
your heart rate.
yeah,
and
changes your heart rate.
Right.
typically sort of like it might be depending on whether you do like a cardiovascular or weight based program.
Mhm.
And then you've got intensity,
Right.
duration,
Right.
frequency.
Yeah.
That comes
There's
into it.
a lot of variables. Okay, that makes sense. But underpinning all of this is the C word, not that C word, the C word of
Caroline.
Can't be so there. Can't be on camera. Can't be on camera. C of consistency.
Consistency.
So obviously most of you probably know what that means. How does that apply in terms of when you're working with clients?
Well, it just means like turning up, doesn't it? The amount of training you actually required to effect change in your body is quite small. A lot of the studies in the States are based around like a 12-minute protocol, which is 4 minutes 3 times a week, sprinting for that duration, and that elicits change. So the idea is around doing a higher like a higher volume of work isn't always correct.
Because with the qualifying thing there is the sprint for 4 minutes. It's like it's not sort of jogging. We're talking sprint.
Yeah,
like
so
all
it's
that.
a high intensity. The concept comes around from as we were evolving. Generally speaking, we would have walked, to hunt an animal, and potentially the only time that we needed to run or to sprint was when we were either trying to kill the animal or it was trying to kill us and we were trying to get away. But when we evolved, we had such a sparse energy environment that what we're trying to do is trying to conserve energy all the time. So the introduction of a high intensity, like people would go out jogging, they wouldn't, no one went out and did hill sprints for the fun of it.
Sure.
So it was all about conservation of energy, and then we come into this format where like with the nutrition aspect, where we talk about there being energy everywhere for us nowadays. We don't need to conserve energy.
Right.
So then the
So
HIIT trainings.
Offsetting that, being chased by a saber-toothed tiger.
Exactly. I'm not quite sure whether
in McDonald's.
Yeah.
Kind of offsetting a balance. Okay.
But so then the point being is that actually to affect change in our muscles, we don't need to be spending hours in the gym. That's why we do 30-minute sessions, because it's a causation versus correlation debate.
Right.
What makes us feel like our muscles need to change versus what actually makes our muscles change. So.
And there, yeah. So obviously we at Lifefit, we've got 30-minute sessions. I know.
Done it.
Very intense. But it just like in terms of consistency that fits with people, but then also you can get that more intelligent workout done in a shorter period of time within that session. Like you said, it doesn't need the hours. It doesn't need the.
Yeah, it doesn't need. You know, with the so when you're exercising, all your muscles know is the mechanical movement. So if we do, let's say we do a bicep curl, and then we rest for 2 minutes, and then we do another bicep curl and we rest for 2 minutes, and we do another bicep curl and we rest for 2 minutes. But we're only exercising for 30 seconds, and we do 3 sets for 30 seconds. We've only done 90 seconds of exercise, even though that set might have taken us 8 minutes to achieve. That doesn't mean we've done 8 minutes of exercise.
Right.
So the muscle only recognises the 90 seconds of actual movement that's been performed. You know, so if you go to the gym for 2 hours, but you spent 90 minutes of it updating Instagram, you're not training for 2 hours, are you? You're only,
well, that thumb.
That
thumb is
like
going
mega.
Right.
So the body will only ever react to the muscles only react to the stimulus. Like, have you seen the Simpsons episode where Homer only trains the left side of his body, and it's like the whole of his left side of his body is absolutely ripped,
Right.
and then the right side is still kind of like
With it.
only the and so
Truth.
So that's while scientific studies say that if you only train one side, the other side will develop as well. You're still not going to get the full development from actually training. So you know, it's the specificity. If I just train the left side of my body, then my left side of my body is going to get bigger, and my right side won't.
Yeah.
You know.
That makes sense. It's logic. Beautiful. So there are a few pointers there, a few tips about kind of like broader themes. Over the next few weeks, we'll be going into sort of more specific detail about various topics. If you have any questions and queries, trust this man and trust myself. You can send us some questions, and we'll you can send them to Caroline, who's off camera there, and we'll be we're covering a lot of different topics. So let us know what you're interested in, and we'll see you on the next shooting at the Fit. Farewell.
Bye bye.
Yay!
Live stream.